My name is Seth Davis. I'm the owner of Begonias here in McMinnville on Main Street. We were looking for a place to open a restaurant in McMinnville, and we looked at this building and talked to Raven and her grandfather first, but this was a place we just thought was really where we wanted to end up. There was just more offered here, so it took us a while to build out and stuff, but I think it was well worth the wait. So the project really got wheels put on it whenever Raven started sitting in the meetings and took over control of this project. And she's just been invaluable through the whole process of getting to where we wanted to be. So, oh man, I wish we show it through pictures better than saying it actually. I mean, this was a completely blank slate when we started. I mean, everything you see around, I mean, it was part of this project, and a lot of Raven's ideas are how it looks today. You know, I mean, this was something we wanted, and I had an idea, but Raven was really the one that had the ability to make it all come together correctly. It was one day when we were having a meeting with Ken, her grandfather, about this property, about moving forward, and Raven came in that day, and that's the first day I met her, and like I said, it was an instant change as to how fast this project started moving and how we got wheels on the project and started getting it done. You know. She's been just involved with the process completely through, and any problems we ever had, any questions we've ever had, she's excellent at making sure that listen and things got done. So I think maybe the value in like what we did is that one project doesn't stick out to me really. I think it's standing back, you see it as a whole project instead of lots of small design factors, you know. I like the way it all came together as one thing. So. Now, this is something that's overwhelming to me. I've been in restaurants my entire life, but I've never been into design or construction or anything. And I do think that I've maybe bit off more than I can chew, but this got done because of Raven. I'll just say it point blank. So we kind of had some ideas, some rough plans about how to use this space and what space we even wanted to take and things. But like I said, those were rough. But like working with Raven, you know, that's when we actually got pen to paper and actually had an achievable goal that we could see on paper. Like my ideas came through in blueprints and ideas working with Raven very well. And I felt confident through the whole process after that. So you'll see our pizza oven. I mean, we had lots of planning which had to go into that. I mean, the front of the building had to come off for us to actually install this, and this had to happen early in the process to even get it done because it's just such a massive thing. And we actually built around the kitchen and everything around that. And I knew that had lots of integrated problems because of that, but it all went so smooth because she had good plans and good processes for to get this accomplished. We didn't exist before this, so we didn't have customers until then, but I think we've added something to this town of value that people wanted, maybe needed, but especially wanted, you know, and we've been able to offer something to this town that wasn't offered before that through this process and building what we built. So. The process with Raven has just been so smooth and streamlined. I think something worth mentioning, you know, when we started this process, this building was empty for quite a while. And even through our local newspaper and avenues like that, I mean, this side of downtown was getting a bad rap because lots of others were finished buildings, things like that. But in a very short time of a year and a half to 2 years, this whole building has been finished, filled with tenants, and we brought life to this side of downtown. It wouldn't have happened without Raven, so exceeded my expectations. I mean, all I could have in my head was as big as I could dream about a look, and that's not my forte. So working closely with Raven and making sure that she was helping finish a product, which I imagine it exceeded every expectation. At the end of the day, I'm a huge music guy, and it matters a lot in my life, and I love the Grateful Dead. But I didn't want a tie-dyed hippie restaurant. I think we could elevate casual and still keep a nice reference like I wanted without identifying with a hippie scene. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, that's okay. It's still a vision I thought came together correctly. So I've been in food service my whole life. Since I was 15, I've done every job from the front door to the back door. And once I kind of started believing myself, I thought we could bring something to McMinnville that wasn't here yet. You know, I thought of a few different concepts, but this is something we landed on to offer something that they couldn't get here before we started doing what we're doing. So got that beautiful oven, and we started as pizza and pastas and stuff, but we really added more on the kind of entree side. We do steaks and salmon and offer different sandwiches, and we make homemade pasta every day. So now at this point, we're pizza, pasta, salad, steaks, and try to keep it fresh with fun specials at times, and when we can get local beef and things like that. We try to work closely with purveyors around town too. So the professional side of our relationship started, as we met, because it was time to get boots on the ground and really start planning and construction, but one thing I've valued through this process is I do feel like I've gained a friend, you know, and not just a landlord. And I'm not sure that's something you can ask. There's no rule in the universe that says you have to have someone good on your planning side and your landlordship that you can actually consider a friend and a value, like, you know, and that's something I cherish and I don't take for granted.